So it's a special day today because we decided to take all our camera collection and bring it all together and see it. So we bought at Sonomar in the last 2 years a lot of cameras ranging from different types of cameras from different eras. For box cameras, rangefinders, TLRs, SLRs, and Polaroids as well, and along with a lot of flashes and bulbs. All the cameras are making different sounds, so we took the cameras one by one, and of course we did the crank and the shutter release. But we didn't just do this, we did with all the speeds. So, because they sound a little different at the different speeds, so we wanted you to have as much as possible, so we did all the speeds of most of these cameras. And along with these, we have like things like diaphragm, like f-stop, lens ring, and focus. We played a lot with the manipulation like a photograph would do. So he would play with the button, he would play with the speed, or adjust the diaphragm. And we also did a lot of grabs and movements for these cameras. And we opened the doors, we inserted films, closed the doors, compartment, battery compartment. Even with the digital cameras, we have SD cards as well. So we concentrate on each camera and try to make it sound as much as possible to reveal the sonic properties of these little great treasure of technology. And different types of cameras. This is a very special camera. It's one of the last one I've bought actually, and it's a Nikon F4. So it's one of the biggest SLR 35 millimeters. So just as an example, here is the sound of a multi-frame picture. This is the fast mode, but this is the... Oh, did you notice? You have also the sound of the focus. We played a lot with this. We played also with the manual zoom. And because the idea was trying to play like a photographer would do. Use the tool with his way as a photographer and try to kind of see what would a photographer do and try to do it on our side. So we've got also on top of the 35 millimeter cameras, we have also digital cameras because we didn't think that just film cameras was enough. So we decided to enlarge our collection to digital cameras ranging from these small ones to bigger ones like Rebel XTI or even the Canon 6D. So just as an example, here's a digital camera, very small. It makes really very small sounds. So some of these sounds are very, very thin. So we needed to record them very close up using the MKH8040, which have like very low noise floor. And in post-production, we cleaned up the little bit of the noise of the room on each of the microphone. So then you have access to these raw sounds are easily pitchable, and they can be played around with all sorts of sound design. We have about 10, 15 electronic flash, and we also bought a lot of those flash bulbs from another era. We have different types, and they make different sounds as well. And some of you may remember these magic cubes. So these also are making a little sound, and we recorded it. This is a very special camera. It's a spy camera. It's called a Minox company. It was made in the 50s. And listen carefully to the shutter release. That's the shutter release of this camera. So we have a lot of those, and believe it or not, it has like multiple speed, so you also have multiple speed of this camera. on top. Yeah, so we recorded all these cameras separately, and with all the cameras we have the brand of the camera, the model of the camera, and the year it was produced. So you always know if the camera you want to use in your sound design, what is the time it was built, from what year to what year. So you're able to go through the collection and choose exactly the cameras for your time in your film. But although it's not absolutely necessary, obviously you can always play with other sounds, but it's a good base on which you can build to have the sound of the real thing. And then on top of that, you decide which one you kind of use as sound design elements. So now that we have discussed and talked about what the library subject is with all the different cameras and how we did it, let's now go inside and see what kind of sounds we made out of these cameras.